Beloved, right now, in this very moment, I am here with you. I am Archangel Michael, and the words that flow to you are coming straight from God, carried on the gentle breath that fills your lungs. I stand right beside you, surrounded by a bright light so strong and pure that if you could see it with your everyday eyes, it would bring you to your knees in wonder and amazement. God has been watching you closely. He saw the way you stopped for a second, the way you wondered if you should even open this message or keep going with your day. He noticed that little whisper in your mind saying, "Should I really look at this?" And in that tiny pause, all of heaven filled up with a spark of hope because you didn't turn away. You chose to pay attention to the sign that was put right in front of you, and that choice means everything. God wants you to know that this isn't just some random thing happening. It's not a coincidence or an accident. It's not something ordinary that you stumble upon every day. No, this is special. For the past 3 weeks, I have been holding onto this message for you, keeping it safe and close like a precious treasure. I was waiting for the exact right time when your heart felt open enough, when your soul was prepared enough, and when your spirit felt steady enough to truly take it in. And now, here you are, reading these words, and all of heaven is letting out a big sigh of relief. This message carries real importance. It has weight, it has a purpose, it's timed perfectly by divine forces, and it holds truths that will stir something deep inside you. Not to scare you or make you afraid, but to wake you up, to help you see things clearly and feel alive in a new way. God knows you've been holding on to something quietly, something that's been weighing you down a lot. It's heavy, like a big rock sitting right in the middle of your chest, and you haven't told anyone about it. Maybe it's keeping you up at night, stealing your rest when you need it most. Even when you put on a smile for the world, even when you act like everything is just fine, and even when the people around you believe you're okay, God sees the real you. He sees the part that's shaking inside, the part that feels so alone even if there are crowds of people nearby. He knows about the questions you keep locked up in your thoughts because you're worried that if you say them out loud, someone might not get it or might judge you harshly. But you don't have to hide any of this from God anymore. Not right now, not in this quiet moment. You've been brought here because God has something important to share with you. Peace that calms your worries, clarity that clears the fog, reassurance that makes you feel steady, and above all, the honest truth you've been needing. Listen closely, beloved. I am holding your name gently in the palm of my hand, and as I speak these words, I'm wrapping a protective shield of light all around you. God says you're safe. No matter what scary pictures your mind is painting, no matter what fears are whispering in your ear, no matter what lessons from your past make you expect the worst, you are truly safe. You are held in loving arms. You are protected from harm. Nothing bad is going to happen to you, especially not now when God is watching over you so carefully. Not when I've been sent to be with your spirit in such an urgent way. God isn't speaking to you with this sense of hurry because something awful is about to come. No, the urgency is because your big breakthrough, your time of waking up to new possibilities, your moment of clear understanding from heaven is happening right here and right now. And God doesn't want you to miss it for anything. I can tell your heart is beating faster as you read this. You're probably wondering why these words feel so personal, like they're speaking directly to you, almost as if someone peeked into your private thoughts and feelings. That's because God did exactly that. He stepped into the quiet spaces where you feel alone and misunderstood. He entered the areas of your life that feel uncertain and unknown. And he sent me, Archangel Michael, to make sure you don't have to face this moment by yourself. Beloved, there's something I need to share with you that will touch your heart deeply. God asked me to say it gently because he knows how sensitive and tender your spirit feels right now. For these past 3 weeks, I've been right there with you, standing behind you, all around you, close by your side, watching as you struggled with a question that's been getting louder and louder in your soul. God knows exactly what that question is. He remembers the specific night when you cried about it, letting the tears fall in the darkness. He recalls the exact moment when you felt completely overwhelmed, like the weight was too much to bear. He knows the precise second when you whispered something under your breath, hoping that heaven might hear your quiet plea. And guess what? God heard it. I heard it. All of heaven heard it loud and clear. God says, "Beloved, I've been waiting for the time when your courage would catch up to the plan I have for you." You might think you've been the one waiting on God all this time, but actually, heaven has been waiting for you to reach this point of openness, this quiet stillness where you're finally tired of all the worrying and ready to accept the truth that's being offered. Beloved, there's something else I have to tell you, and it might bring tears to your eyes. Not because it's hurtful or sad, but because it's such a huge relief that washes over you. God says you've been living under a big misunderstanding. You've been feeling like everything in your life is falling apart, like pieces are breaking and scattering everywhere. But heaven sees it differently. Things aren't falling apart. They're being rearranged into something better. You thought you were losing important things or people, but really, you were being guided in a new direction that suits you more. You believe that when things get delayed, it means they're being denied to you forever. But heaven says those delays were actually protection, keeping you safe from choices you couldn't see the danger in, from hidden intentions that weren't good for you, and from paths that weren't prepared for you to walk on yet. God has been guarding you carefully, steering you away from things that seemed okay on the surface, but weren't truly meant for your journey. He held you back not to make you suffer in the waiting, but to ensure you step into the right opportunities at the perfect time, all while being protected, blessed, favored, and guided every step of the way. Beloved, take a slow, deep breath right now, because what I'm about to say next carries the full power of heaven. God says you can't keep believing that you're all alone anymore. This isn't a time in your life where you have to walk blindly, guessing at what to do next or fearing what's hidden in the unknown. No, this is a season where God speaks to you clearly and loudly, where he reveals things gently and kindly, where he protects you openly and without hiding. He wants you to understand that all the confusing parts of your life, all the heavy things pressing on your chest, all the mysteries you've been trying to figure out, they're about to start making perfect sense. Beloved, there's more I need to share. 4 weeks now, heaven has been whispering to you, and God is so proud of how you've been holding yourself together, even on the days when it felt like you were crumbling inside. Even when you were exhausted to your core, even when you wanted to just give up but found the strength to keep going, heaven saw all of it. Heaven noticed your endurance, your quiet efforts, and the goodness in your heart. You might think no one saw how much it took for you to push forward, but God saw every single moment. He says the tears you cried in private weren't invisible to him. He caught each one and held them close. He kept every silent prayer you offered, listened to every worry you whispered, and watched as you held on to faith even when doubts filled your mind. Because of that faithfulness, something powerful is changing for you right now. Beloved, God is lifting a burden off your shoulders in this very moment, something that's been draining your energy, slowing you down, and stealing your peace. You might not feel the full effect yet, but the change has already started. That invisible weight you've been carrying is being removed as these words touch your spirit. God knows you've been living with the fear of what if something goes wrong for far too long. And he's replacing that fear with a strong assurance that nothing will go wrong with you. You are covered by divine protection. You are shielded spiritually. You are surrounded by angels who watch over you. You are wrapped in a light so powerful that no harm can get through it. Beloved, you don't have to fight your battles alone anymore. You don't have to try to solve everything on your own. You don't have to pretend you're stronger than you really feel. God says, rest in me. Let me take on what has been wearing you out. You were never supposed to handle this without my help. For these 3 weeks, I've been right by your side, waiting for the best moment to share this truth that heaven wants you to hold on it tightly. Your path is protected. Your spirit is safe. Your future is guarded. Your name is kept from harm. Your home is shielded. Your destiny is secure. Your blessings are preserved. Your heart is watched over. God says something wonderful is coming into your life that will fill the spaces where you thought you'd lost things forever. It will be healing, uplifting, perfectly timed by divine forces, and it will make you look back and say, now I see why I had to wait like that. Beloved, you're stepping into a new season where the things that once confused you will suddenly become clear. Doors that were shut tight will swing open without you even having to push hard. People who doubted you or didn't believe in you will see you rise up strong. Blessings that were held back will come rushing toward you like a wave. Peace will settle into your days like a warm, gentle light that chases away the shadows. God says your story is changing right now, and that worry you've been carrying around, it's not yours to hold anymore. The fear that's been gripping you, heaven says it's time to let it go. The uncertainty in your heart, clarity is on its way. That feeling of being lost, direction is here for you. You are safe, beloved. You are held securely. You are watched over by divine eyes. Nothing will go wrong with you when heaven is this close, when God's gaze is fixed on you, when I stand beside you with my sword of light, guiding, protecting, and shielding you. God says the next chapter of your life won't feel like the last one at all. The heaviness is lifting away. The confusion is melting like ice in the sun. The silence is breaking, and answers are coming. This is your turning point, and you've found this message because heaven wanted you to know that everything is finally shifting in your favor. Trust God, beloved. Pray to Him openly. Share what's in your heart with Him. He's listening more closely than you can imagine. He's moving in powerful ways that you might not see yet. And He's preparing something for you that will feel like a true miracle when it arrives. You are safe. You are protected. You're chosen for good things. You are guided every step. You are loved beyond measure. Heaven says this message reached you at the perfect second because you are finally ready to receive the truth. Beloved, Archangel Michael is speaking to you now with a sense of urgent trembling in his voice because he has been waiting not just for hours or days, but for 3 full weeks to reach this precise moment in your life. He has watched you get up on days when you felt completely crushed under the weight of your struggles. He has seen you pray in silence when no one else knew you were reaching out to heaven. He has observed you clinging to hope with hands that felt too weary to hold on any longer. And the instant your eyes landed on these words, he leaned in closer, breathing a sigh of relief, and whispered to God, "At last, they have seen it." God replied softly, "Now is the time to speak." They are prepared. Michael wants you to take a slow breath right now, because what he's about to share isn't just a simple message. It's a pivotal turning point in your journey. You'll feel it not from fear or stress, but because a quiet part of your spirit will recognize that this was always destined to come to you exactly now, not a moment sooner or later. Michael says time has been working like a secret clock behind the scenes of your life. The parts have been moving quietly, shifting people out of your way who don't belong, drawing in new ones who do, uncovering truths that were hidden, showing real intentions, and keeping you safe from dangers you never even noticed. He explains that even when you thought nothing was changing, everything was in motion. Heaven was carefully rearranging your world with exact care. God was making quiet moves that you couldn't have dreamed up yourself. And Michael has been watching all of this with a heavy heart, knowing how alone you felt, how left in the dark, how puzzled by the quiet from others, how frustrated by delays, how you've questioned your own value, and even wondered if God had forgotten about you. He says he saw every tear you brushed away quickly so no one would see. He witnessed every time you stayed strong for the people around you, even as you broke inside. Michael assures you that you were never truly alone, not for even 1 second. There wasn't a single night when he wasn't standing in the corner of your room, guarding you, whispering words of peace over your racing mind, even if you couldn't sense it. There wasn't a day when God wasn't turning away dangers meant for you. Attacks that could have broken you never got close. Words spoken against you by others dissolved before they could hurt. Energies trying to wear you down were pushed aside. Michael says you have no idea how many storms were turned away because heaven declared, "No, not this one, not them." You've been wondering why life has felt so heavy lately, why some relationships changed out of nowhere, why conversations shifted awkwardly, why certain people pulled back, why you've walked through these past weeks with an unexplained pressure on your chest. Michael explains that this pressure wasn't a punishment. It was protection in disguise. You weren't losing your footing. You were being moved to safer ground. You weren't being turned away. You were being pointed in a better direction. He reveals that someone near you has been carrying an energy that doesn't fit with your true path. Someone has been quietly wishing for you to stumble out of jealousy, fear, manipulation, or hidden resentment. God has been watching this person, letting things unfold in divine time. But now that time has come. Michael says that what happens in secret can't stay hidden when God decides to bring it to light. The revealing has already started. You might not see it yet, but spiritually, chains are breaking, masks are falling off, hidden motives are coming out. Truth is rising up like the sun breaking through clouds after a storm. And anything meant to hurt you is turning back on where it came from. God won't let your name be harmed anymore. He won't allow your spirit to be drained. He won't permit your blessings to be held back any longer. Michael declares that heaven is raising you into a fresh chapter. God has placed his hand over you personally. He has whispered enough. They have cried enough, struggled enough, waited enough. It's time. What's coming next isn't small or fragile or short-lived. It's something that will change your life deeply. It's a breakthrough that feels like finally letting out a breath you've held for years. It's clarity, justice, healing, and restoration in ways you never saw coming. You've been asking God for signs, wondering if you're on the right road, if your prayers reached him, if your hard work was noticed, if your pain had meaning. Michael says this message is that sign. It's your confirmation. It's heaven stepping in directly. Your blessings have been circling close, waiting for the ideal moment, and that moment is beginning now. You're entering a season where things align quickly. People show who they really are. Opportunities pop up when you least expect. Locked doors open easily. What you chase starts coming to you. Michael says your spirit is changing. You might feel more emotional, more sensitive, more alert. That's your intuition getting sharper, your inner voice growing louder. You're being readied for a new way of being spiritually. He also warns that someone from your past who might try to come back and distract you will be stopped. God is blocking every trap set for you. He's clearing your surroundings. He's boosting your energy. He's bringing clear thoughts to your mind. Michael says there's a blessing made just for you, so unique and tailored that no one else could take it. It fits only your life. And God wants you to know you are safe. Nothing will go wrong. Nothing will harm you. Nothing will destroy you. The road ahead might have unknowns, but God says, walk forward. I go before you. Michael will walk beside you as your guardian, warrior, and witness to your success. He urges you to trust God with a peaceful confidence, not one based on fear. Beloved, breathe deeply. You're entering the part of your story where all the suffering starts to make sense. You're not late. You didn't miss out. You didn't ruin anything. Life isn't ending. It's starting fresh for you. God has forgiven what you haven't let go of yet. He's healed what's felt broken forever. He's restored what seemed lost. He's preparing a blessing to replace every loss, disappointment, and betrayal. Michael says this isn't random. You were led here because heaven wants you to know you're loved, chosen, protected, and your story continues. Your tears, prayers, and faith weren't wasted. Heaven collected them all and is returning blessings multiplied. You're stepping into a time of flowing peace, returning abundance, rising strength like the sun after a long night. God repeats, nothing will go wrong with you. You're safe. Trust me. Pray to me. Hold on. I am with you. Michael whispers, your miracle is nearer than you think. Don't let go. You've arrived at what heaven prepared you for. Beloved, I am here. I am Archangel Michael, and God is speaking through this moment in a way destined for you long before today. I've waited, watched, and guarded you through unspoken storms. I've seen your quiet tears, hidden fears, buried doubts. I've loved you fiercely through it all. You were led here today, not by chance, but because heaven tried to reach you for 3 weeks. This moment is holy. Though the words might fade, the essence will root deep in your spirit forever. Beloved one, I know you're tired of being strong, brave, fighting endless battles. You've wondered silently when things will change, when God will remember you. Even feeling unseen, with prayers bouncing back, heaven heard every time. God never ignored, turned away, or forgot. He's preparing something huge, transformative, unexpected. Your heart will shake with joy when it comes. Today, the veil lifts for the first time. There's something God urged me to deliver, held for weeks until timing was perfect. Heaven works on timing, not rush. Though you feel late, you're right on time. Beloved, listen, you almost gave up just before your miracle. You stood at the edge, spirit heavy from increased attacks, thinking God left. But no, heaven moves quietly. When attacks peak, confusion grows, darkness surrounds. That's when heaven is nearest. Angels fight hardest. Breakthroughs happen unseen. Recent intensity wasn't a curse. It was the last shake before blessings pour out. God sent me to soften your heart. You are safer than you know.